Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Frederics Mates. Thanks for tuning in once again. Thanks for enjoying this show and this program. Today, we are talking about another encounter of a world champion. We already had Max Oewe, we had Mikhail Botvinnik, and you can see the links below in the article and everything about this video too. So, today, who is next in line, Frederic? Please tell us.
Well, the next world champion I met was Mikhail Tal. Tal, the Latvian, great tactical player, beautiful chess and so on. And how did I meet him? It was 1987, yeah. Now, we developed ChessBase in 1985, and we published it in 1986. In 1987, Matthias Willenweber, the main programmer, and we went to Brussels to the Grandmaster tournament. Everyone was there. And we showed the program to the top players. It was like children in a candy shop, you know. They just gathered around us, and how wonderful. And Tal came over every day after his games and entered the entire game into the computer and enjoyed it and so on. And so we chatted and became friends and so on. And then one day, there was another grandmaster there, Jim Plaskett. And Plaskett gave us a chess study. It's from Gys van Breukelen, and it's White to Play and Win. And it's a very, very deep and complex study. And we sat there for, top players of the world were sitting there trying to solve it. And Tal came by and he looked at the board and he said, "Oh, okay, well, White to Play, Win, okay. Okay." And then he just went away. And he went for a walk in the park. And then about an hour or I don't know, later, he suddenly turned up and said, "Where's Frederic? I have solution." And he dictated all the main lines to me.
Oh my God.
And there I knew, of course, he's something completely extraordinary. And so, that's how we became friends. And then a few years later, there was a candidates tournament in St. John in Canada.
Oh.
And I went there. I was doing the bulletin. And with the new technology, I would get the score sheets and I had my little team of people and we would scan them. No, we wouldn't. Scanners hadn't been invented yet. So this team would enter that with the mouse at high speed.
Gosh.
And then I would print it out and make the bulletin. And Tal would always come and ask me, "Show me my game." He has it in his mind. He's just played it and so on, but he wanted to see it on the computer screen. And I had dinner with him quite often, and we just were good friends.
How?
Then,
yes, sorry to interrupt you. Keep on, please.
And then something extraordinary happened. He was not playing in the tournament. He was a guest of honor. But they staged the strongest blitz tournament of all time. Karpov, Kasparov, everyone was playing. And Tal was also playing. And Vaganian and so on. And it was very interesting to watch. And in the end, Tal was leading. And he had his final game. I think it was against Vaganian. And they played one or two games, I think. And then they had a short pause. And then it was supposed to go on. And everyone started looking, "Where's Tal? Where's Tal? He's not there." And so we all spread out to search for Tal. And I found him. He was in the restaurant drinking brandy. And I said, "Michael, come, the game is starting. You have to play now." I said, oh, okay. And he swallowed the last sip of brandy. And then he got up and he took my arm, he took my arm here like this, and I led him to his table. And when you lead someone who's inebriated, you can tell because they pull you back and forth and so on. And I knew, okay, he's inebriated. This is going to be the biggest catastrophe you can imagine. And he plonked himself into his chair and started to play. And he crushed his opponent and won the tournament ahead of Kasparov, Karpov, everyone. And I realized at that time that the part of his brain which plays chess isn't that affected by alcohol. He was quite a heavy drinker. He enjoyed his alcohol, but his chess didn't deteriorate from that. It might even have improved. So anyway, this was a lot of fun, and it was in St. John in Canada.
Yeah.
And I need to tell you one thing which is not related to Tal, but I've written it up in my book also.
Okay.
Is that I was supposed to do half the tournament. And then a friend of ours, a colleague from Germany who was working with us, Eric Siebenhaar, he was supposed to come and take over from me. Mm-hmm. And then on the day when he was supposed to come, he didn't come. And I said, oh my God, I have a ticket for tomorrow evening on the plane. And what are we going to do? Or maybe I can do one more day, but where is he? And then the next day he turned up. And he had the following excuse. He said, okay, I flew to St. John's and I went to the Hilton Hotel or wherever we were staying. And they said, no, but we don't have any reservation for you. And he said, big mistake. They said, but no problem. We have lots of rooms. So they gave him a room and he went upstairs and unpacked and showered and everything. And then he came downstairs looking fresh and said, where's the chess? And they said, where's the what? And he said, there's supposed to be a big chess tournament here in your hotel. And they said, no, I've never heard of it. What was the problem? Can you guess?
Obscure.
Can you guess what the problem
was? The wrong hotel, obviously, right?
No.
The wrong city.
Yes, because there are two cities. One is called St. John and in New Brunswick, and the other's St. John's in apostrophe S in Newfoundland.
No. Oh, and my Lord.
He'd flown to the wrong city.
Oh gosh, the pain. Oh my God.
So he had to pack and he had to fly to St. John. And by the way, I told everyone about this, and Tal, he couldn't stop laughing at this. So he introduced me to Eric. I want to meet him.
Yes, I want to meet this guy. Tell him how funny he is.
Yes.
Okay,
and that was the last time I met him. Unfortunately, he was very frail. And by the way, I've met him one more time. And at that time, he told me, I'm on my way out. He knew that he's not going to last long.
Wow. Oh, so that was the signal. What, okay, you just met him a little bit briefly, but you noticed his character, his kind. What kind of person was he like? How was he acting? Can you give a little bit of insight, the little you have?
He was very intense and also humorous, which I enjoyed. Again, just like Botvinnik, I enjoyed his humor. Or he was susceptible to humor. Not many people said funny things to him. They tended to bow in front of him and worship him. And Fred was, being flippant and so on. And I think he enjoyed that.
That's good.
And I learned a lot from him as well. Well, not as much as from Botvinnik, or next time we talk about Spassky. Mm-hmm. But I did learn a number of things also about Fischer, because he had met Fischer and they had interacted quite. So he told me a few things about Fischer.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Nice. Thank you, Frederic, for this very, very nice episode again of Frederics Mates. Hope you at home enjoyed it too. We have do we have the position? Do you have a position about Mikhail Tal, which you mentioned? This
De Breukelen?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, I will give it to you.
Perfect. So we will see this in the article.
You can also see that most computers can't solve it,
Huh.
even today. And I think there's one stockfish working to 62-ply deep finds the solution, says, okay, it wins for white.
So check it out on your own engine, whatever you have. You can download it, of course, in the article. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. We will see each other soon again. Thanks, Frederic. Bye-bye.
Bye.